It's me, aka the guy that makes all those random characters videos, and today I want to cover 10 scrapped characters that didn't make it into the series. Let's do this. This first one wanted to be in my rigs video, but it ended up getting scrapped. The first character I decided to scrap was from the rigs video, which is part 8, and that character is none other than Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. The other two characters that ended up getting scrapped, well, used to be scrapped, were Tree from Versus Tree and Red from Versus Imposter. And of course, they actually made a comeback in some parts. If you haven't, you can actually check those out already. And the reason I ended up scrapping this character was because my old phone basically couldn't take the recording that I actually just was managed to get through. So I ended up scrapping this one for some other characters. And you may have noticed that Bob was actually one of the characters that I ended up getting into that part. So yeah, that's basically everything that is needed for this one. I'm just gonna just play out and we'll head on to the next character. Okay, I did one indie character in the last one, so why not do another one? But this time from a hit indie game. Sorry to stop your playback experience. We may be having some technical difficulties. I'm gonna fix this and then we'll be back on it in no time. Since I've done 2 imposters and 1 crewmate, why not actually do another imposter for once? One that is basically scrapped from this whole thing. And that imposter is Green. Now, I ended up scrapping it because, well, the first imposter dev team, or impostor, basically does not believe in Roblox games anymore. And so, he does have a parasite form, and I don't get comfortable with parasites everywhere. In fact, I don't even want to see one. It might just out. Yeah, I decided to scrap him because I hate parasites. Now, of course, several songs basically contain imposter songs, like for example, Black Song Defeat is still in a monotone remix. And I could try and do that again. Anyways, next character. Now this next one comes from the YouTube section in part 22, where I actually just picked up different characters from random videos, but this one ended up getting scrapped. In part 22, you saw some characters that were from some YouTube videos made by certain YouTubers that you might recognize, like Meat Canyon, Scott the Wads, and Mashed. And of course, one of those characters that I didn't even put in was none other than Terminal Montage, and his character was Speedrunner Mario from the video Something About Super Mario 64. And of course, I didn't put him in because he's a speed demon, and I never get too comfortable with speed running. So, I ended up scrapping this character because I always complete games normally. I don't like to speed run them because they just take a bunch of time out, and I didn't even feel like doing speed running in certain games that I play. Like, have you even tried this speed running game? I haven't. And certain people speed run games successfully. I mean, I always suck at them. I mean, people always... But of course, I didn't put him in because I didn't want to get warned by Nintendo. Just because of some characters that I put in by a certain YouTuber. What else is it? Have that video taken down. I didn't want to actually do it. So, next one. Number 4, and we're already going with a horror character. And, well, this one, you wouldn't want to be this guy right now when I pick it, but... Oh, shit! for this horror character that I decided to pick, it's mostly just from its 2012 hit game Slender, otherwise known as Slenderman. He's basically this tall, lanky, faceless white dude that's basically just lurking around in the forest, basically just tries to hunt you down until you find these 8 pages in order to take him down. And the reason I decided to scrap him was because they were basically 2 separate mods of them, one of which he's in currently writing interpretation, and the other which involved him mainly versus Slenderman. And of course, I didn't want to basically get, like, most people find him creepy, and he's mostly a viral video game sensation on the platform. And of course, I don't even know what to say, so I'm just gonna let this play out. I'll just get to the next character once this thing ends. Now for this next one, we need to head into the remixes section, like D-sides. And what better D-sides variant than from part 19 and 24, MatPat or Mac. And this character ended up getting scratched because the dev team of Funky Friday ended up deleting D-sides because they don't want any associated respondents for D-sides in games, like the Roblox games, Roblox Fighting on Funky. And well, I hated that because I already had the characters made, and I was going to do it because, well, once they updated it, B-sides was no longer there. So I figured, what other character was I supposed to do? So I had to end up doing Sky instead. It's awful. Sky doesn't even have any remixes of some songs, well, except for the ones that are, yeah, anything else. So anyways, next one. Oh god, another indie character? Well, yeah, I guess I could fit one in there. Maybe this one will do the trick. This next indie character comes from its titular game, Cuphead. And of course, the titular character is mostly the fact that I decided to describe him in the first place. Of course, I mostly watched the Cuphead show on Netflix, but I didn't play the actual Cuphead game. And I never got into too much detail with Cuphead, mostly because the fact I didn't understand the so-called lore in the first place. Since the DLC came out, I've seen a lot of media involved in it, as well as the original game from 6 years ago. I understood everything from Cuphead, and I did happen to watch all 3 seasons of the Cuphead show. That made me think, is there going to be more of the Cuphead show on Netflix? And I guess I'll just have to wait and see. The reason I ended up scrapping him was because the mechanics are actually just pretty much bland. Like, he doesn't even fire. Anyways, next. Wow, another one already? I guess it might be time to be a big shot, I guess. When I said be a big shot, it actually hinted towards the next character on the scrap part, Spanton. And the reason I decided to scrap him was because, well, if I ended up doing the hyperlink part, it would end up taking multiple, like, text boxes just to have the text pop-ups partway in every part of the song. Like, now's your chance to be a big shot, and the random audio pop-ups, and the 3 characters that are fighting him currently, Chris, Susie, and Ralsei, I can't actually end up inputting all three at once just to make it look like a boss fight at the moment. And that's the exact reason why I decided to scrap him. So, yeah, you can enjoy the rest of this. I've got nothing else to say at the moment. Okay, this is the last indie character I'm doing. And what better indie character to do than the one from the indie game and viral game, Doki Doki Literature Club. The one I wanted to do is MC. The reason I ended up scrapping him is because, well, he doesn't really feel comfortable singing in front of people. And of course, I happen to feel the same thing as him. I just don't feel like talking with other people unless they feel interested in having a conversation with me. I just feel the same pain as him. Just when I'm alone, people will come to me. Lots of people will look at me and they won't basically have the connection. Not like MC. Okay, since we're done with the indie characters, let's move on to a girl character. This is the character that I picked next for this one. And, well, the reason I didn't pick QT is because, well, there's mechanics on the song Termination. And if I did try to play that, I would just end up suffering every single attempt, just trying to end up getting the thing right. So that's why I decided to scrap this character. And of course, the mod did get removed from Funky Friday due to this whole lawsuit thing going around. And yeah, that's the entire reason why I decided not to use this character at all. Point being that if I did end up using this character, I would end up having to take someone out of the part. Like, for example, Niku. It didn't have any audio at all. And besides, everyone actually loves Niku. Even Sticky DM. It's just lazy to think that I would actually just be able to take out a character and replace it with this thing. I mean, I couldn't even do that. It was just awful to think that Funky Friday would get through a lawsuit. I mean, it's still in the lawsuit process, and it's just awful. Anyway, next character. Now this last one is a Sonic character, and it is none other than No. Given the fact that he wasn't actually in Part 29, I decided to replace him with a character from Part 13, and that would be MX. And let's deal with this fact right here. He is a badge skin in Friday Night the 13th, and I already happen to get the skin badge that actually just was already in it. And of course, he actually just interacts with the player through either PC or mobile. And I wouldn't actually dislike that. I mean, just look at this guy. He's actually in a monochrome state that actually does happen to give people seizures in another country. And I wouldn't like that. Now, the reason I scrapped him was because obviously he interacts with the player just probably through the song. And of course, if you actually just happen to get through a bunch of that, you'll actually transform. And I mean, just look at this transition right here. Of course, he'll just make random sounds, but they still occasionally between him hitting the notes. And of course, you can basically just input the codes right into the game. Make it more difficult. definitely, I didn't even know what this being of Sonic was until it's kind of like mono.ew, but it's not. Taller, and he has pupils in his eyes, which I don't even know what to say at this point. So that's basically all the 10 characters that I ended up getting from this series.